And then I have several tweets to make in quick succession. Hey everybody, it's Ace Attorney. No Swissy this week because he decided for some reason to work 14 hours yesterday and was tired.
I know, like an absolute clown.
And
Imagine choosing to work that much. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you also weren't here when you worked 14 hours.
Listen, I don't need any of your sass right now. I need to remember to pop out the chat.
I need to remember how to spell our channel name as I tweet it. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think we're good to go now. I've done the tweets I wanted to do. They've been quotes.
Haha, this dude's playing a bunch of draw cards.
Hi, MAGicA.
Oh, sorry. I will... Hang on, what was I trying to do? I was trying to pop my chat out.
Yes. I can take over the... Well, I don't know. Do you want to take back over the Swissy characters? Maya's not here, I guess, to be fair. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Adrian did it. That's what it looks like. Dude, no way.
Yeah, I'll just take over Swissy's characters again.
That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. I don't know who this is.
Well, it's almost time.
Oh.
Oh,
Me.
fuck. Oh, it technically is me. Get it? I hate this version of me. We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's, either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going.
Beep, beep, beep.
Uh-oh, she's coming.
It's him. It's him.
Oh, wait, no, this is the other thing. The other thing that beeps.
This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. Well, that isn't his voice.
No. It's oi, bruv.
Oh, good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney.
There you go.
Not the day of the trial.
There you go.
Maya, she's
There he
unharmed,
is.
right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a little bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you should really be concentrating on is winning today's trial. He's getting deeper. Grrr. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is what? I sent you a little present this morning. Why did I give him a list?
Little present?
I think I did accidentally give him a lisp last time. I don't hate it.
Well, not a lisp, it was like the L's to W's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. It just really caught me off guard when you said whittle pleasant.
I gave him a little bit of a biggest dickus, or whatever that
What's
guy's
so
name was.
funny about Sussus Amogus?
Oh, what's a jerk name, sir? Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! Beep. The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer Dude? Who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. I did this fucking... I did this fucking 2 inches.
Do you find it reasonable when I say the name Sussus
Amogus?
Amogus?
Dude, did your
When
nose just get
I
longer?
say the name...
Did this
'cause he's
motherfucker
lying.
make a Pinocchio reference at me? March 22, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. Oh.
Oh my god, I briefly forgot how to do the voice. I went to launch into it and I was like, eh. And I got scared for a second. God is now sitting for the trial of Madame God. Are the prosecution and defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor. And eating a chicken sandwich.
Please stop eating that. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma?
I don't know, Your Honor. Are you getting mad at me? Your Honor!
Please be quiet, Mail of Court is in session. You must tell me something. Please keep it brief. Now then, what is it?
Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman.
Holy fuck! What?
Shot?
I agree. Somehow. I think this is the present the man was talking about.
Present?
Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear by being fucking capped in the ass, it would be to your advantage.
This is totally insane.
I don't know if being shot on the streets counts as disappearing.
Miss Von Karma, is she alright?
I don't have that answer.
It's Edgeworth.
Is this Edgeworth?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you stop eating chicken for 5 seconds to answer my question?
No. I'm hungry.
Alright. She's alive and in stable condition.
Is the stream lagging?
Wheezable?
Oh, wheezable.
Do you find it wheezable? Oh, I always thought he was saying, do you find it reasonable? And he just like mashed together some syllables, but it's reasonable.
Which is apparently a real word. Von Karma's
Do you find it wheezable?
Von Karma's do have a history of being shot.
That's true, that's true.
God damn it, Edgeworth.
That's good.
Did you cap this one too?
Yes, I did. Fucking works the action on like one of those like a lever action rifle. Your Honor. Due to circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place.
Oh, no.
Oh fuck yeah. The prosecution is ready, naturally.
Well, then why are you standing at the witness stand? Ah, there you go. Oh no.
Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder. Oh wow, just like her pop, except his was left. Was his right or left? I can't remember. It was right, right?
It was right, yeah, because it was the one he always grabbed. I think I'm doing
poetic
the pose
justice
right now. I'm trying to remember.
the karma pose. And is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details.
It's the same arm. Thank you, Duck Game. I've got the hiccups also. God damn it.
The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Engarde. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right.
Hi, Roy.
I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. We are playing some Ace Attorney.
Oh yeah, brother.
Von Karma got shot like a bastard. Like a dog in the streets. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand.
Yeah.
And dock his pay. Witness your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. Yeah, I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now.
Oh no.
For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir.
Sorry, I'm pulling open the guide.
Stop eating fucking chicken, you bastard!
No,
I'll kill you!
I'm getting the guide, Detective Gumshoe.
I swear to Christ, I'm so mad. No, I'm kidding.
Done.
The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. I'm like 4 people in this fucking courtroom.
Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer.
But it's weird it happened twice.
Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth.
Hey Steven, will you stop being chicken long enough to read the Hamilton thing that's happened that someone mentioned in chat?
I immediately thought of the
I don't know anything about
Hamilton crossover that did the songs with Nick and Edgeworth as Hamilton and Burr. Yeah, I can see that. That makes a lot of sense, actually. They are even both or they were lawyers. They're not. They are corpses now because they've been dead for, you know, like 200 years. The facts of the case.
This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believed he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case.
Then there was.
However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
Then why'd you fucking mention it? Like...
It's a real Chekhov's gun scenario I've put together for you.
Oh, this first one's easy. It's just press all of Gumshoe's statements.
After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I will. I'm unwrapping a cosmic brownie, I'm sorry.
I will, oh my god.
Hold it! Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. That stands for post-midnight. That means it was 6 a.m.
God damn it.
I don't know why that got me. I'm the one that said it.
I know.
Something about Gumshoe just throwing something that's fucking completely stupid out there like that is hilarious. It ended around 8 p.m. and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
But then what? And that's when the victim's body was found, correct?
Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective.
Victim Juan Corrida was hold it! The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct?
Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Mad on God's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. On God. After visiting the room, his room, she next went, oh my god, to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body?
After looking into the cause, we believe he was definitely murdered. Hold it! The cause of death. Wasn't that because of Mr. Corrida was... Nah. Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. I thought he was gonna say banana for a second. Banana. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Oh, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana.
Then what about the knife?
It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
Well, I didn't think it was stuck there accidentally, Gumshoe. I didn't think somebody went oopsie butter knife and then just stabbed him in the chest after he died.
We have a crafty murderer on our hands here.
An autopsy report added to court record, time of death 8:15, cause strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. First we thought there was something suspicious.
Yes.
Hold it! Why?
The bananas
why
are a
did you think
baseball
that?
glove.
Right.
Because
Well,
it was
this
empty
game.
now. Oh my god, was it? No, shut the fuck up. That was like a game ago.
No.
There is no
It was the
goddamn
first-
way.
It was the first
No.
case in this game where Phoenix Wright lost his memory because he
No.
got clogged over the head.
Shut up.
Listen, it's not my fault the
quiet.
clown case took 30 years.
God damn.
Also,
I wish it
the,
was your fault.
The fucking deer and raccoon in this picture look like they were drawn by somebody who only vaguely knew what a deer and raccoon looked like.
Someone was like, hey, you know how to draw a deer, right? And he was like, yeah, totally. Yeah, I know. Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
This case 2
you read
went,
that, right?
Jesus. I
I'm
did,
gonna assume yes.
I think. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? I've got a real killer cooking up in this brain box. A fan really wanted his guitar and did the crime to get it. How was that?
I mean, no. No, that's not what happened.
We thought of that too, but
But...
the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
only the victims, huh? I love doing his court voice. I don't know why this... I don't know why I've decided this is just a trait that Phoenix has, but I'm really enjoying doing it.
I see. So much for my theory then.
Guitar case updated in the court record. Empty. There is some water, but only on top of the lid. Bear scored as fingerprints, not footprints. That'd be wild. We later found the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Hold it! What
Turns out
convinced
he
you it
walks
had
all
nothing
over
to
it.
do with the murder?
The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it?
Yeah.
The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
Why? What? Why?
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough.
Oh no, I'm in the wrong case. I clicked on turn on Big Top for a second. Well, good thing press all of his statements.
We're
was
back
also
to
correct
the
answer
clown
to
case. Back to
No.
the clown.
this. No. Don't make me do it.
Everyone's favorite clown case.
Alright, so we didn't have to press
First.
on all of the statements, but we did anyway.
First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife.
I don't know why they're going out of their way to say, like, deliberately and on purpose. I don't get it.
Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt Engarde? Because there was reason enough to suspect him.
Well, yeah, I hope so. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing.
Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir. You can never leave Turnabout, Big Top.
I want to, though. Why arrest
I
Edgeworth?
want to so much.
Engarde, that's his name. Edgeguard is a different thing entirely.
That's something you do in Smash Brothers. Matt Engarde and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja costume. Was found in Mr. Engarde's Hakama.
And Edelgard is a Fire Emblem character.
You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. Welcome to the Hotel California! The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife.
Yeah, makes sense.
The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly.
Yuck. Bears the victim's blood and Engarde's fingerprints, and the grip gate water is engraved. Knife added for record.
And then there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood?
Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir.
What? I don't know why you're surprised by that.
The Clown Case, Japanifornia.
All of this points very clearly to defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right?
I'll find
Wink.
a hole in your argument somehow.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I mean, what? You can press as hard as you'd like. God, that was really back to back, wasn't it? Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions.
Have you figured out what we're supposed to do here?
No,
God,
I've been too busy trying not to fuck up my voices.
Each thought the other was in his way. It's motive enough. As for evidence, there's a button. It was ripped off the costume. Defendant's fingerprints were over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
Click on it. But he choked him to death, so that doesn't make any sense.
Also, the knife has gate water engraved in it, which means it's from the fucking hotel.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Objection! Wait a second!
What?
So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant.
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Huh.
It has a great water seal set into the handle.
Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. The hotel where now 2 murders have happened around.
Uh-oh. Stinky.
The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Now, can you see why this argument falls through?
Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... Well, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What?
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough to not realize this. But I did. Mm.
Oh man. Oh, that's so mean.
The question is,
Sorry, that one got me.
where did this knife come from?
Well, why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Karaita's room. I thought it cut off earlier than I did.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
Well, there's a text
A
box.
knife.
There's a text box on top of it.
There's a knife and a fork on the table, and also some delicious looking tomato juice. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
I love Edgeworth's theme.
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. MagicA. 2 sets of plates,
Only
especially
one
what was on top of his table. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife?
knife.
We investigated the leftover dishes for prints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. MagicA's knife was missing. Mr. Engarde had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife to a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Gasp.
Great revival, Miles Edgeworth.
That's incredible. Holy shit.
Good name.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. Like a complete fucking clown.
Like
Okay.
a fuck. I am the clown now.
My god.
A murder weapon with
I got caught up in fucking Edgeworth for a second there.
a murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There's quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not yet shown.
Not just the clown, but the whole circus. He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What did you think he meant when he said evidence not shown? Are you fucking stupid?
Are you a dumbass, Mr. Wright?
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
Well...
Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now.
Well, yeah, no shit.
If we answer with something wrong here,
A gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to the court?
So this is a fun thing that happens where if we say no, we instantly game over. And if we say yes and present the wrong evidence, we also immediately game over.
instantly game over. Awesome.
Actually, I do. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one.
What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here.
If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Yeah, look at that shit.
You will now present your one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court?
Any ideas? It's on this screen.
All right.
It's not the attorney's badge or Magatom.
Is it the guitar case?
No. I know about the guitar case
Fuck.
already.
All right. Oh, right. That's right. We were looking for something unseen. Go through them again.
We've got Lotta's camera, which is nothing. We've got
Yeah.
a magazine clipping.
Gossip
from
Land.
We've got a map of the hotel, which would be a fucking wild thing to present. The guitar case, wine glass.
The
Radio
wine
transceiver.
glass.
Yeah, it's wine glass. It's filled with tomato juice, no sign it's been drank. Found next to the victim. Why? Take that!
Why?
This is a wine glass, is it not?
Ace Attorney save, and if you don't get the music to stop, or you know the guide works too. Yeah. That's why I've got the guide, because I don't like failing on stream. Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. And also because sometimes what you're supposed to do isn't very clear, even though I've played this game like 3 times. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
So I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say?
Well, yes. It is a little peculiar.
Yeah, isn't it? I thought it was.
You would stop looking at me with those puppy dog's eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth.
I love how
What
annoyed
is it,
he
Your
looks.
Honor?
What?
What do you want?
Your opinion?
You don't need my opinion. Because there's no special meaning to that glass.
What?
It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright.
Oh shit, I hit a button. Oh no, I accidentally depopped the chat. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? There's no way. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty.
They might just fall for it too, if you're that thought-provoking enough.
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What?
You're not thinking hard enough today, Mr. Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice?
Then.
Of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints.
Fingerprints? That's like the ballistic markings of a hand.
Shut up. Stupid.
I stole that
Dumb.
joke from MAGicA.
Dumb. It's true. I remember you doing it.
And I'll do it again.
No one can physically stop me from doing it a second time, or even a third.
Listen, if I admit I stole it, it's fine. That's how stealing works.
That's
Yeah, I took that TV, and now that I've told you that, you can't touch me.
and now I'm fine. Meh. All right. There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews.
What? Wine glass updated in the court record. It's filled with tomato juice. Bears Andrews' fingerprints.
That is why I said the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
I can't believe I fell into another trap. I can. You're really good at it.
Quite dumb. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Kurata. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
Something about this image just is really funny to me.
Oh no!
His face.
Is that she doesn't like? He's like, I've been stabbed.
Meh.
Uh.
It's just one of those days.
Don't you hate it when it's just one of those classic getting stabbed in the chest days?
I think you read that. I don't remember.
Now do you see, right? I don't think I read it, but who cares?
And
You can't change any parts of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to.
Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
No.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from.
Another witness.
Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Edgeworth thinking?
Oh no.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation.
Gotcha!
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Edgy boy, it's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was this wicked witch of the witness stand.
I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything.
Oh no.
Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Oh no.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know.
But
Oof.
shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam.
No, no, no. Please, by all means, interrupt her. Please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy.
Oh no.
Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Mrs. Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan.
Then he fucking
It was
died.
almost too much for... It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that Engarde, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida.
But those two were the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of the room that night.
Oh no.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed on the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
What you witnessed.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room.
Why?
There was something I was interested in finding out, you know.
Oh, okay.
Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep an eye out the whole time.
Ignore the hard eyes, I hit the wrong button.
That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was Engarde, Matt Engarde. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So Mr. Engarde came out of the victim's room.
See? It has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay. I'll do my best.
I'll try really hard.
There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. What? Hold it! Something you were
What?
interested in, and just what was that?
It's not some little thing I could go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip?
But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. It looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was trying to sneak his way out of the room. Hold it! You saw my client?
Why?
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Yesy?
Really?
Annoying brat! When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
How do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. Person's face, what the person was carrying, the person's clothes. I'll go with clothes, because the guide told me to. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters.
Well, now it was brought up, we can be 100% sure it was in no way relevant. But it does.
What was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket.
Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center, too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Right.
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
Yes. Of course. Oh! Excuse me. Oh god, no.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You don't sound fine.
I'm fine.
You sound bad.
Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but okay. Witness, please.
Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must...
Well, you don't have to say any. You could just say it was the jacket. You don't have to say it was specific. Anyway. Do you know what to present here if he was wearing his racing jacket?
Then he couldn't have been wearing the hakama.
Exactly. How did the button get there? Objection! Miss Oldbag.
What? Say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
Ah, it's button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Why? What? Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this!
Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Engarde's body during a full body search.
See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was the rascal Engarde.
Now, I don't know if I would call somebody who's been accused of murder a rascal. That seems to go a bit beyond rascal behavior, I think.
It's a little more than a rascal, yes.
I think rascal is when you do, like, prank crimes. Not, you know, murder. It was caught
Not
up in
murder,
the pleats
guy.
of his nickel samurai hakama pants.
See? See?
Yeah, that's at least a rapscallion. Or perhaps even a ragamuffin, dare I say.
A dastard.
A dastard.
And Engarde is the nickel samurai.
Witness! Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Engarde, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear.
You're a rascal with no respect for anything except your potions.
Potions.
Why respect the knights when my potions can do everything you can?
Did you read this? Sorry, I joked over it.
I did.
Okay.
I know.
If I wore the Chinese place, I would have to put the trickiest looking outfit. You'd agree this outfit's hideous, right? I've got tape stuck on my chest. Let me tell you, it's heavy, so heavy. I wish I could switch CDs long ago, but I'm keeping that dream alive for all those kids out there. What confidence so you understand? Now take a look at the mirror. Your clothes are as interesting as a documentary curling. You think them?
I tried.
Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Engarde, the man, but Engarde, the nickel samurai?
But when you think about it,
Oh no.
they're really one and the same anyway.
Have you forgotten? Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, don't you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering.
Just say it's important to agree with me for a change.
I would rather die.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Oh no.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you. Who I saw, sorry.
On guard, yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know.
And would have been covered in murder blood. Perfect! The perfect crime!
So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside of that costume?
Oh, there's a ring. She's got a ring. Neat.
Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Ah, youngins today, I told you there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so, and what I say is the truth.
Alright. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may now cross-examine the witness.
Do I have to? So,
Yes.
apparently we can get an achievement by pressing on her second statement. Hold it! Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago?
Oh no.
Let me ask you this. When you were a bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? Excuse me?
See? And look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you?
It's a Judge
Well-
Wapner reference.
It's a judge what?
Judge Wapner.
I
Judge
don't know
Wapner.
I don't know who that is.
He was the you know the TV show People's Court. It's now
Oh.
currently done by Marion Millian, I think is her name.
Okay.
Before it was a guy named Judge Wapner or something like that.
Nice.
There was a famous thing in Rain Man. If you remember that movie, have you ever seen that one?
I don't think so.
I think it's got like it's got some famous guy like Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise or one of those guy types.
Right.
Maybe. But yeah, his in it he's like taking care of his autistic like estranged brother, and one of the things that he likes this brother likes is watching the People's Court at like 4 every day. I don't know why I know all of this, but I do.
It's just a random bit of trivia that Josh knows. It's
Well-
here to fill out your character.
Yes, good.
Wasn't there a whole thing about Phoenix wanting to be a lawyer since his childhood? I don't remember. I know the next game goes a little bit more into Phoenix's past, and I'm pretty sure he didn't want to be a lawyer until some stuff happened, but like, Actually, no, yeah, he wanted to be a lawyer since he was bullied that one time as a kid, because people thought he stole Edgeworth's lunch money when Larry Butts did it.
Larry Butts did it.
And Edgeworth was
What
like,
I
yeah,
said-
I knew the whole time. Anyway.
What I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that?
I don't know.
The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies?
All that matters is that man is inside the costume. Isn't that enough?
No. Achievement. Nice. This one is rather easy, it says. Would have been convenient for him to wear the costume during the murder. He had to go through the posters, so he must have worn that costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Now, fucking, where's the goddamn knife? There it is. He wasn't stabbed. Objection! Well, I mean, it was, but after he died. Please take a look at this.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you try to scare with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Oh, it's actually what I said. It's actually not what
In
I said, but
DL6.
it's something else. Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I am driving at. It's not what I said at all. I was like, he would get blood on
What are
him
we
if I
driving at?
stabbed him.
And whose car are we driving?
If Mr. Engarde was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
And one of his arms is a robot arm.
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
Why? Objection! Why?
That's fucking stupid!
And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that.
However, there is one possibility.
Then let's hear your possibility.
It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show, which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still didn't take place.
It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I've heard that before.
15 minutes ago.
Well, Mr. Wright.
You said it.
What do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with his theory? Think about it one more time. Yeah.
Think about it.
This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony.
What are you babbling about?
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Engarde was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Knife. The knife he brought there to stab the guy, allegedly.
Ah,
Take that!
yeah.
That Edgeworth 5 minutes ago was saying, yeah, he brought that knife on purpose.
He brought it on purpose.
This knife, it was used by Mr. Engarde at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida.
Baby, now we got bad blood. Yeah, we used to be... Sorry. I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume, if the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. What? And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Be mad, love. Now look what you've done. Cause
Oh,
baby,
God, I
now
hate
we
that
got
line.
bad blood.
Order, I say. Order in the court.
The chorus of that song just bothers me in a real, like, words kind of way, you know? Where, like, the rhythm just doesn't make any fucking sense.
In a real Wordsworth.
Yeah, in a real West Wordsworth kind of way. The song's a big nerd, and I hate it.
I agree, Rui. He probably just brought it for as a self-defense knife.
The self-defense butter knife.
I love that it's just clearly a butter knife. It's so confusing to me.
I know. Unless I don't know
What's
about
this knife?
knives that don't aren't pointed at the end. It's clearly round. I don't get it. There've been sharp
It's
knives.
it's
in
very
this game
clearly
before.
a butter knife.
Yeah, it's.
And it could have been a steak knife because they it could have been like a steak knife that you would have been given if you had a steak at a dinner. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that
Would've
thing
made a lot
that
of sense.
exists.
Nah, butter knife. Gold.
Nah,
solid
butter knife.
Gold butter knife.
From the old Gatewater butter knife.
Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
It's very bad Engarde, obviously. It's to frame my client, Mr. Engarde, of course.
To frame?
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
Objection! I almost threw my headphones off with how violently I just shook my head.
I've never known steak knives that bow out at the bottom like that.
Yeah, that's what all the steak knives that I own, come to a point.
Yeah. Capcom writers, hey, can you drop us a knife? Capcom writers, yeah, he's a butter knife, take it or leave it. I've already clocked out for the day, so I don't...
They only budgeted us enough to draw one knife, and unfortunately I drew this one, so, eh. You take this knife or you get no knife. But we just established the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume.
And yes, it definitely...
Go on.
It definitely could be, sharp around the edge.
Right.
But it's still weird that they were he got stabbed with this knife that does not have a point. You know what I mean? That's just kind of weird. It's a weird choice when they could have made it look like any other, conceivable,
they
restaurant
made
knife.
it pointy at the end. They could have done the exact same thing, but it ends in a point, and I would have been like, yeah, that's fine. They also only buried it 1/4 of an inch into his shoulder, which is fucking ridiculous. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness. I don't know how to stretch this out.
Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo?
Remember, the stab wasn't the kill.
Well, yeah, but still. If they wanted
But
to
it's
make
still
it look
kind of
like
ridiculous.
if they wanted to make it look like he'd been stabbed to death with a knife, they should have made it look like he was stabbed with a knife. Not like the knife was an afterthought.
You know what I mean?
Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Oh my god. Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Engarde with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV?
I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting in the front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurais, that's for sure.
She wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai? Alright then, who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
Uh-oh.
I have a feeling you were waiting for Juan Corrida. Am I right, witness?
The way that you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Rude.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So Old Peck was waiting around in front of the victim's room, but it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
Maybe Phoenix. Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person.
If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag. You were waiting around for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Have a guess?
It was...
Super scrolling.
Well, it has to be... It was either Lotta or Adrian Andrews, maybe?
It's Adrian Andrews. Because of the rumors. Take that! Who is... I don't know why I started reading that, both not in the judge's voice...
Who is this person?
And also out loud. This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Engarde's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
I mean, she was in there at one point because she found the body, but...
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... Well, this is... I see.
The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing.
And this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw in this whole sworn to confidentiality thing then.
The what?
Witness, what in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this.
I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source.
Oh no.
So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
Oh no.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Hmm.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I simply cannot let this point slide.
I see. Very well then, witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is gonna take the wind out of you, youngins.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Witness testimony. Do we want to stop here and pick this up next time? I mean, we'll have to read the
Sure.
testimony, but... Because I can't stop. Oh, wait. Maybe I can? Yes, I can. Alright, we'll pick this up next week. Sorry for the late start, but they just sort of decided that I had to be there till 11 tonight, so, you know, It's not really up to me. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow for more Fire Emblem. And everybody have a good night. Bye!
Bye.